buddy. About to head out. Woohoo!
And break for me? Break. All right, great job. Feeling good?
Feeling good?
Feeling awesome?
Feeling great indeed. Last time I told you I was headed out to get lost. But not that lost. I mean, I signed the trail register as I took to Kasugi Ridge. What seemed like a beautiful, wonderful, tempting hike, which it was, proved to be a bit of endurance. I entered at Little Coal Creek, as you can see, camped 2 nights instead of 3 because, well, rain makes things heavy. Second night was at Skinny Lake. First night was in Mount Kasugi. And my third night at Mini Skinny Lake, well, it was muddy and wet. But the hike was epic. Heading up about 3,000 feet to get to the ridge and leave behind, thankfully, the mosquitoes. It proved to be the most beautiful views of Denali and the Eldridge Glacier that I've ever known. And as you can see, I took some power food and snacks, even some prepared from Michigan. Upon reaching the ridge, it was breathtaking. And yes, by the way, that's the trail. I'm sure you could see those worn stones through that boulder field. But around the corner was paradise. Each day I stopped to say Mass, remembering your intentions and the intentions of everyone who's ever come to confession for me. By the way, nobody ever warned me about the ground squirrels, but more on that later. Look at those views. For 36 hours, I had the mountain channel front and center. Denali there in the middle, the Eldridge Glacier, that lick of white to the right. It was indescribable and incredible. In fact, at one point, I found myself thinking, gosh, this is starting to get old. But no less, it was an opportunity to give thanks to God. My favorite story on the trail, I met a group which was being led by a couple of guides. They were sure they saw someone else walking with me. And I know someone else walked with me. There's no other way I could have made it through these awesome and challenging trails. Jesus, of course, guided and walked each and every step with me, even in the rain when I was ready to give up. But you know, SOS doesn't work when you say I'm tired, can you come pick me up? Nope, they're gonna tell you to keep on walking. And so every step on my third day was one step closer to my destination, the car, of course. And once I got there, I was rewarded the next morning, although exhausted, with indescribably clear skies once again. Denali in all her glory, right there for me to enjoy and to see. Now, that's my gear. It took a few hours in the sun to dry everything out, meaning I made a good choice. And that is my bag. Remember those ground squirrels? Well, okay, it could have been a ground squirrel nibbling on my pack while I celebrated Mass, or the claw marks of the bear that I decked to continue on my hike. You choose the story that you want to believe. Yes, one of them is in fact true and the other one a lie, but hey, giving a right hook to a bear makes for a tall tale. And that's the truth, as they say in Alaska. Oh wait, but then how do I explain the nibble marks on my hiking stick? Well, let's get back to being lost. After the hike, it took me a few days to recover, but I enjoyed the beauty of Alaska. Did you know Alaska is a major exporter of peonies? They have peonies for about 6 weeks in a year, what seems to last only a few days in Michigan. They have plenty. They grow big, strong, and smell really good. Yes, I had to check to make sure they smell good. I got to take a bouquet for our Blessed Mother. And, well, I had a little fun. But yes, they pick the peonies just as they're about to open, when the first leaves furl. And they store them in refrigerators and can keep them for about 2 additional months. And then as needed, they can pull them out and ship them for weddings around the country. Kayaking doesn't take walking. As I recovered from my hike, I kayaked Otto Lake. And once again, didn't get lost. Of course, in my mind, a moose was going to stand right there, but all I got was that family of ducks. Then there was the other moose that was going to come out of that grass, but no moose there either. Then maybe a bear coming down the hillside. No, just more ducks. Refueled by an afternoon in the kayak, I sought entertainment. Cabin night, dinner theater.
Where it's wild, when it's 40 below. The sun shines for me in the mornings at 3. And Alaska is bigger than Texas.
It takes more than a few blisters to keep me off the trail, and so I started light and returned to hiking, enjoying the front country at Denali National Park. Beavers certainly live there, as you can see, not only by the beaver dam, but by the evidence of their ferocious appetites. Horseshoe Lake is easy, accessible, and really gorgeous. Look at these views. This is just a few steps from the visitor's center, a short walk. And afterwards, enjoying the canine rangers at the dog sled team. What do sled dogs do when it's hot? Well, they relax. But not always. I'll let them speak for themselves. And then there was that ATV ride, an opportunity to enjoy Dry Creek and learn more about the beauty of Healy, the Tri-Valley as it's called, because 3 glaciers created the valley that is formed here. Okay, enough fun playing on the ATV in the water. There was a lot to learn on that trip about the beauty and the unique nature of Healy, Alaska. And no, I didn't get lost because, well, I always had someone to follow on my trip. So, there I go. One more time, through the water, through the mud, and enjoying all the beauty that God has provided around me. But you know, those ATVs, while they're a pretty smooth ride, you feel it the next day. Trust me. Just trust me. And no trip is complete without people to share it with. And wouldn't you know, in anticipation of my trip to South Korea, I met a couple of guys from South Korea, although they live in Anchorage. After the ATV ride, well, what else can you do but get back out on the trail? The Savage Alpine Trail offered views of, once again, Denali. If you look closely, that's not a cloud behind me. That's Denali. What a gorgeous view. Here's a view from the top. Take a look around. Enjoy the view. You didn't have to walk 2 miles uphill and 2 miles back down, but that's okay. I've gladly enjoyed trying to get lost in Denali Park and everywhere. But it seems no matter where I'm at, the trail always goes before me, opening up and leading the way. Thankfully, I didn't miss all of the blueberries that you're enjoying back in Michigan. God provided a few Alaskan blueberries, along with burls and more stunning views of unspeakable beauty. The Triple Lakes Trail was one of my favorite hikes, and I might add, pretty darn easy. Doing it as an out and back was about 7 miles round trip, and added on a quick 2-mile spin around the Oxbow Trail, taking in the incredible views of the river that marks the official boundaries of Denali National Park. And I even had enough time and energy to head to the farm because, well, it's berry season. Saskatoons, or service berries, salmon berries, or golden raspberries, and boy, they really do grow their Saskatoons. I brought in a haul, and heck, could have got a pumpkin, but they say they leave those out for another few weeks. Peas, snow peas, snap peas, like candy. And then there was this. Yep, an airplane to none other than Denali. I'll let you take in the music and the sights while I'll fade to the background. For almost 2 hours, we floated through the sky, seeing Denali, the glaciers, the Mendelham, the Eldridge, the sun cups. Did you know that ice is so dense it absorbs all light but blue? And Denali, which isn't the tallest mountain in the world, it is the tallest peak in North America and is still growing. But unlike Mount Everest, 80% of Denali rises over the plain. Incredible. The beauty is unspeakable. Thanks to Bob, I got to take this beautiful round trip tour of the airspace. So I'll leave you in the dust and check back in with you hopefully soon with some of the stories of the amazing people I've met and have been a part of my time here in Alaska. God bless.